Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me today is Shekhar Iyer ji, and we have four broad topics to discuss. Let us jump right into that. But before that, please like our video, and if you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe. Let's welcome Shekhar Iyer ji. Shekhar ji, namaskar and welcome to PGurus channel.
Namaskar, Sree Iyer ji. Namaskar. Thank you. Thank you for having me again.
Pleasure is all mine, sir. Shekhar ji, first let's start with this routine occurrence now. We saw in Tamil Nadu, when the government officials go for inspection, they get roughed up. We had the instance of an income tax officer's hand being broken by thugs. And now Sendil Balaji, the man who instigated it all, is spending time in prison. And we are seeing the same thing happen in Kolkata. And an ED officer, I've seen the video, sir, the man was almost bludgeoned on his face. Shekhar ji, this is no way to treat a government officer, sir. How dare they do all these things?
Sree Iyer ji, indeed, it's very, very shocking, and it's more devious than it appears. Because this is not just to intimidate ED officers, rather is to provoke the ED officers and their security men to retaliate. Because Mamata, I know for a fact that during the panchayat elections and even the earlier elections, she had instructed her party leaders to mobilize men, women, and children whenever there are complaints of booth capturing, and the central forces go there, so that the men, women, and children confront the central forces. And idea is to see that there is some kind of an incident where, say, a CRPF personnel is forced to open fire, or there is a threat. Because what happened yesterday, uh, at this place where the raids took place, and the whole idea was to see that the personnel, just there were about only less than 2 dozen security men, central policemen were there to guard these ED officers. And they gathered about 700, 800 people who were all armed with the traditional weapons, and they attacked the ED officers. And local police was informed in advance that the raid was taking place in accordance with all the procedures that the central agencies are supposed to follow in conducting raids. And ED has tremendous powers when it conducts raids. And this particular case is a very serious case. This is about how money was siphoned off the PDS, that is the public distribution system, that is ration shops. How, and that too during the COVID period. This is a scam during the COVID period, when the central government, under Prime Minister's announcement, was supplying 5 kilograms of rice and 1 kilograms of pulses to very poor people. And what happened was, the grains were hardly distributed; all went to the open market. And in the case of wheat, they distributed flour, and that also at a much reduced quantity. And during the period, COVID period, we saw demonstration by villagers saying that they were not getting their usual quota of ration from the shops, from the PDS shops. That is how the complaint started. And here, and this is a central government scheme. This is under the PM Yojana. That is PM Annadana Yojana. That was meant to distribute uh, food, and that scheme is now continuing. But already one minister was arrested. That is Jyotipriya Malik. He was the PDS minister between that period. Between 2016 and 2021, and that is the early part of COVID period. This whole scam happened. After 21, when she came back, Mamata, for the third time, she shifted his portfolio. She made him a forest minister. He was arrested last October. Now they are getting after all his henchmen and who are involved in this scam. And this person, Sheikh, who was raided yesterday, now he has gone missing. That is Shahjahan Sheikh. Now they have issued a lookout notice. This man supposed to be known to frequently cross borders, that is to the Bangladesh border. And he's quite a wealthy man. He's a wealthy businessman, and he has, from whatever details that has come, that he has men on his payroll, and he has his own turf there, and he pays regularly to the TMC bosses. from various deals. So ED has issued a lookout notice, and today, this morning, they arrested one more person, Shekhar Iyer, who is a ex-chairperson of Bengal municipality, with the same connection to the scam. Now, sir, the point to be noted is this is going a step further, because this is not just to intimidate the officers, as Mr. Senthil Balaji came. This is to provoke them into some kind of a public incident where there is a firing or some big issue, so that Mamata can turn it into saying that, look, central paramilitary forces are a killing spree. Because in a state like Bengal, you can easily gather people. And if there is a police firing, not less than 2 dozen should die. Then that itself can become an issue used against Prime Minister Modi, used against central government, central agencies. That is the tactics. But fortunately, the thing happened to the gathered crowd, which was quite a mob because they were carrying all weapons. But this is a new chapter we are seeing, and so brazen and so blatant has been the local administration in not cooperating with ED officials. And a Kolkata High Court judge had to ask, he made an open remark saying that what is happening in the state. Of course, the Bengal governor said, look, this is Bengal is not a banana republic, but many people in the state are not very happy with the governor. They expected governor to take some more action. Anand Bose, not just make remarks, but this is so now. What is going to happen is the ED has referred the matter to their central office. Probably more reinforcement should go, because yesterday there were only about 23 CRPF men who went to arrest this chap. Even this morning, when they went to arrest that Shankar Adya, there was again trouble. People had gathered, but they somehow took him into custody, and they have seized a lot of money. Sir, money continues to be, the seizures are, we are seeing a lot of cash seizures. And all these cash seizures show that nothing has changed in Bengal, despite that previous case where we saw Partha Chatterjee, who was arrested with in connection with seizure of more than 55 crores in cash. So it looks like, in the run-up to the Lok Sabha elections, Mamata is quite worried or rattled by the way things are unraveling, particularly in terms of scams. The ED has been moving with remarkable accuracy in, targeting specific contacts of Mamata or Mamata's men, who are actually handling this bribery and bribe cash, and all these are probably money is meant for the coming elections. And sir, and I'm told if and some of these people, today I was told about a particular case that these men, these henchmen of Mamata's party, they have youths, about 700, 800 youths on their payroll, and they pay between 5,000 to 6,000 to 10,000 rupees per month as some kind of a militia. If anybody comes to question their, dealings or their deals, or because their fiat runs everywhere and police look askance. And that is how the reinforcement came in the case of Shahjahan Sheikh. And because he was he is I mean he's some kind of a law into himself. So I think this is a very, very shocking thing, and I'm sure Amit Shah will not let this incident go down unchallenged. In the sense, not just in terms of legal terms, but I think there will be much more police action. But it would need tact. It would need, because they should not walk into a trap that Mamata's men are trying to create under her orders, because she wants that a kind of situation. We saw that happen in these assembly bypolls. Same thing happened. The CRPF could not move out. And where they got reports that a particular booth has been ransacked, or people are intimidating voters, the CRPF was not allowed to reach there. So this is a very, very serious development that has taken place, and it's quite shocking. But there is silence of the opposition, sir. Only the Congress party, that too, Congress party's Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, who is the leader, Congress leader in the Lok Sabha, and also who is totally anti-Mamata. He was the one who said, look, what is happening? This democracy is gone here. There is no rule of law. Of course, BJP has also demanded that there should be president's rule. I don't see center acting in haste in imposing president's rule. But this does expose the kind of rot in Bengal, sir. We know all that commentaries that are written about general condition in the country by critics of Prime Minister Modi. I wish they took a look at what has happened in Bengal. I mean, how can everything, and people assume that everything is normal. And you talk to anybody in Kolkata who are sympathetic to Mamata, they will say, no, this is normal. The police dare not operate, and these are the people who are into cattle smuggling, who are into coal scam, recruitment of teachers, and this involves PDS. Sir, this is meant for food grain, was meant for the poor people, and they wanted to completely, And I was told that these people, whether the millers and all, the arrangement was something like 80-20%. 80% of it would be siphoned off. And of that, what was siphoned off, 80% would go to the ministers and their henchmen, and 20% to the people who are handling the distribution. Sir.
I would like to know from you, Shekhar-ji, this is, I think, the 13th year of Mamata as the Chief Minister. Has she done any one thing for the state that she can say, look, after I came to power, I got this done for West Bengal?
Sir, I mean, it's a difficult question, because what she has done is, she claims that she has made some schemes easier, schemes like provision of medicines, but the whole system there is so what should I say, so politicized, and critics are silenced to point out. And Congress there, the local unit of the Congress is on its own, because the central Congress is not supporting them, because this is all supposed to be part of the great the dot alliance against the BJP and the Prime Minister. So there is no voice of support. Only the Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary says, has been talking about it. But neither Rahul Gandhi nor Sonia Gandhi, who they come out with long statements, or Mallikarjun Kharge. Sir, today when Mallikarjun Kharge was asked about this, they said, no, central, which is contrary to what Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary was saying, their own party leader in Lok Sabha. The Kharge's response was, no, this is again a proof of, how central BJP is misusing central agencies against political opponents. Sir, I for one have now taken a stand that I welcome political vendetta. At least some action will be taken. I've said it before, I said it again, that political vendetta is not an argument not to allow an inquiry into corruption. I would say, let there be political vendetta. Let these parties get at each other's throat when they get an opportunity on the issue of corruption. At least that is one way we can eliminate corruption. Otherwise, it will be, touch me not kind of approach. When you are in the opposition and I am in the ruling side, I'll make hay. And when after some time, I am in the opposition, then when you are in power, you make hay. I won't say anything. And in Maharashtra, sir, previously the pattern used to be, whether ruling or opposition, all the leaders used to be in good books. And it was touted as the best example of democracy, how courteous they are to each other, how nice they are to each other. Because they all had a share of the pie, proportional to their strength in the state assembly, I suppose.
You're going to see some seismic changes in the way business gets done in India. But give about 3 or 4 more years. What you will see is a greatly diminished power of Maharashtra and an increasing profile of Gujarat. In fact, Gujarat might even overtake Maharashtra soon, and also Uttar Pradesh. When Uttar Pradesh starts hitting the stride, it will be the most populous. It will also be the most prosperous state. The way things are going, I mean, this is to me, this is the biggest achievement of Modi, that he essentially said nobody is so big that they think they can do whatever they want, because that's exactly what happened in Maharashtra. So I'm glad that this thing is playing out. But sir, this is the question that I'm asking to Mamata Didi also. Tell us, what the heck have you done? Yeah, you are quick to call Modi as a Danga Babu, what are you? Danga Didi. You are bigger than him. Didi's sister, elder sister. I mean, no governance to speak of, sir.
Sir, not a single scheme, center or state scheme, has been implemented in toto. All the flagship programs have been, either names have been changed to take credit, but in terms of implementation on the ground, nothing has happened. And all Mamata keeps crying is, I want more funds, you are not sending funds. But at least Modi government has done one thing, sir. They have stopped funds if there is no proper report of the audit, I mean, in performance audit, and unless you follow the guidelines involved in implementing them, otherwise it won't be done. Now, last year, when Mamata came with this complaint of center not giving funds, and when Modi had facts before him and said, "Look, this is what my ministries have told me," they ruled out whether it is the Mahatma Gandhi Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, what is called Manrega. He said, look, this scheme is supposed to provide 100 days of work for people who would otherwise are without jobs. But what is happening is, again, back to complete ghost numbers, funds siphoned off, and there is no proof of even any proper work being done. And then at that time, she, called up from all her collectors from Delhi, instructed them that central guidelines should be followed, and that she would, take action. But then, sir, the acts of commission and omission of the previous decade under Mamata's rule, they are all coming to roost. I mean, you can see that how entrenched that place has become, how her party men, and today her party leaders are people who are full of criminal background. And they are at each other's throat also when it comes to, sharing of the booty. That's why you find frequent intra problems. During panchayat elections also, they start attacking each other, killing each other. And now that Lok Sabha elections are coming, and she is hoping that she will prevent a repeat of 2019 elections. Because last time BJP won 18 seats. And our confidence comes from the fact that a number of BJP leaders who were formerly Trinamool leaders, they have returned to our party, including some members of parliament. So she is hoping that she can still win out of 42 Lok Sabha seats from Bengal. Her hope is that she can at least cross 35 seats. That's the target. And can you imagine, sir, such a lady nurtures the ambition of being the Prime Minister of this country? Of course, now that the dreams have remained dreams, and the hope of such a thing as is receding by the day, because Congress won't let that happen, or at least people of this country won't let this happen, will not make such a disastrous decision. But one can see, sir, that it is leaders like Mamata, leaders like Nitish Kumar. At least Nitish Kumar, the case of Nitish Kumar, one cannot say that he is personally corrupt. But then the fact that he join hands with very people who have done historic corruption in Bihar, that shows his commitment to provide a clean government. He could have broken off relation with BJP for whatever reason, but then to join hands with same persons against whom he led a revolt, like Lalu Prasad Yadav, and then again in the name of saying no, there is communalism in this country, and then join hands with Lalu. And even now there was talk of whether Nitish is going to do another somersault. Till the BJP had to clarify, look, we won't take him in. And even the fear in Bihar BJP is that guy should come back. So this is a kind of scenario we are seeing, sir, but it's very, very distressing to see that a campaign against corruption is met with such brute violence on the ground. And Mamata has not spoken a word on this, sir. She has not spoken a word, except if she got her spokespersons to attack the central government and usual blah, 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 political vendetta, people of Bengal will not forgive and things like that.
Shekharji, I think the Lok Sabha elections in 2024 Amit Shah will have to make absolutely sure that those who want to vote are given safety and precaution. They have to, essentially jail the charge sheeters, jail them all. Don't let them come out. So you have to cut this from under their feet. They can't do these youth brigades and militias to shut out bastis of Hindu voters. That's what they have done in the past, and this is how she hopes to win 42 seats. And I think some foolproof strategy has to be evolved such that everybody gets a chance to vote, and that Mamata needs to be shown her place in the political hierarchy of India's politics.
Sir, I must make important. I have an important information about this incident that has happened. This has happened in a totally Muslim-dominated area, so minority-dominated area, and all the people involved are some say that they are Rohingyas from Bangladesh. This has been coming clear. This place is actually called 𝗤𝙗𝘆 𝗢𝘂𝘁, and it is in North 24 Paraganas. And the local reports indicate that these are all people who cross borders frequently or manage to do something. They are heavily into cattle smuggling. Of course, BSF has more than tightened, and some of the corrupt elements in the BSF have also been shifted out, because these sometimes used to happen with the connivance of the border guards. That has now been checked to a great extent, and some of the officers have been shifted out from that area. And the fact that this guy has gone missing now, the main guy, Shahjahan Sheikh, and right now the border is completely shut off because of elections in Bangladesh on Sunday. They have their parliamentary elections in Bangladesh, and so therefore, there is some kind of a security already in place on the border areas. But nevertheless, he's hiding somewhere in the state. He's seen as a kingpin of several scams, and as you said, sir, the parliamentary elections will definitely see election commission being asked to play a much more vigilant role, because that's the only time they get to have a complete control of the law and order situation of any state where the elections are taking place. Because during the period of election, the power of superintendence, complete superintendence, lies with the election commission. So, as you said, one can hope or one can see that, like in 2019, when heavy deployment of forces were made, and that was one of the reasons why people could go out and actually vote. And you saw that opposition, particularly BJP, winning 18 seats. That was a historic victory by any opposition party.
Yes, indeed, sir. Yes, indeed, sir. Now let's take the next step, which is a big news coming out of India. Congress appears to have abandoned North India. Sir, I'm hearing stories that Congress will only contest 255 seats out of the 542. That's amazingly low.
Not only that, sir, out of that they will focus only on 225.
Wow.
And they want to make it out as a gesture to all the alliance partners. Because the crux of the problem is again that 200 seats or 250 seats, which there the fight is directly between the Congress and the BJP. Because that's where the fight is. And rest is all that bickering you are seeing with the so-called allies, whether it is Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress in West Bengal, or it is, say, with Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh. These are bigger states. Or in Maharashtra. Maharashtra now there is a big problem because there are 48 Lok Sabha seats. Shiv Sena, that is headed by 𝗤𝙗𝙗 Thackeray, they want at least they want to contest 23 seats. Congress is protesting, and Congress and NCP claim they already have an agreement. That is Maharashtra. In West Bengal, you are seeing, I just talked about Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, who is dead opposed to Mamata. And the local CPM and the Congress have very good understanding. They are already in alliance. And Mamata is insisting Congress, she will only grant few seats. That may not be more than 2 or 3 to Congress, only if it snaps ties with the left. The Central Congress may be keen on some kind of an understanding, but the local Congress, that is the West Bengal Congress leaders as well as the left leaders in Bengal, they are no mood to have any understanding with Mamata. So I can't see the India Alliance having any understanding in Bengal. Ultimately, it may, sir, even in Maharashtra, now with the kind of stance taken because this Shiv Sena under Uddhav Thackeray says, this is the number of seats we contested when we were in partnership with BJP 2019 election. So we won't reduce that. So much so, this tension between Shiv Sena and the Congress has resulted in the Maharashtra Pradesh Congress leader, Nana Patole, giving instruction that he has been told by Rahul Gandhi that the party should get ready to put up candidates in all the 48 seats. This has set alarm bells ringing. So, because right now there is a committee that Kharge has set up to talk to alliance partners. So you can see that kind of posturing, which shows that nothing is happening despite all those meetings. They had set up December 31st as a deadline to finalize seats. December 30th has come and gone. And alliance partners are insisting that joint campaign should take place from end of this month, that is end of January, only after the seats have been finalized. Now in Uttar Pradesh, the matter is clear. Samajwadi Party says we will contest at least 65 of the 80 Lok Sabha seats. And of the remaining 15, the Congress can and Rashtriya Lok Dal of Jayant Chaudhary, that is late Ajit Singh's group party, they can decide back of themselves, in which means the RLD may get about 5 and the Congress will get only 5 or 6, then Congress may get less than 10. Now in Bihar, sir, is again same thing is happening. The so-called alliance partners, that is your Janata Dal United of Nitish Kumar and the Rashtriya Janata Dal of Lalu Prasad's clan, they have themselves decided they will contest at least out of the 40 seats, 16 seats they will contest. That's 32 seats. And JDU is probably insisting on one more seat. So in which case, about 7 or 8 seats will be left, which has to be shared between Congress and the left parties. And why I'm saying that the Congress appears to be abandoning the North, because the kind of confusion you are seeing over a simple thing as how to respond to the invite to attend the Ram Mandir inauguration. Uttar Pradesh leaders are so anxious, they want a clear-cut message, at least an acknowledgement of the invite and say we are coming. But even today, sir, at a presser that the Kharge held in New Delhi, the Congress president was not clear as to what decision has been taken. He said, no, we will decide. And January 22nd is not far off. I think they are still very confused how to respond to this. Whereas there are SOS coming from the Congress leaders of Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, saying that look, no dilly-dally, this will be suicidal for us. In fact, many people are asking in the party itself. If only Sonia had said, look, I'm happy that an invite has come, we will definitely attend the function, and this temple is coming up after the Supreme Court verdict, which had settled the issue, a long pending issue. And this could be a symbol of communal amity. This could be a symbol of peace and understanding. That would have taken some wind out of the BJP campaign. Now here, by just not knowing what to do, they are giving more wind to the BJP sails. And BJP is going very systematic on Ram Temple issue, sir. If some opposition parties think that this is the only issue that they are hoping to take it to Lok Sabha elections, no. This is among the other at least 20 issues they have in mind, which they are already pushing, particularly on the development side. The implementation of key schemes, housing scheme, piped water supply scheme, and packages for women, for farmers, all those they are pushing. But Ram Temple is a special category. In fact, a meeting was held where BJP internally, they had a meeting where they decided they would come out with booklets, and for the next at least 20-25 days, they have asked their cadres to go home to home and distribute this booklet that that chronicles what is the BJP's role in the Ram Temple movement, starting with the 1989 Palampur resolution of the BJP National Executive that announced support for the movement for a Ram Temple, which was then going on, which was essentially a movement by the Vishwa Hindu Parishad. So BJP plan is very clear. But many Congress leaders tell me that if Sonia does not go or if the representation is not proper, then it is going to be suicidal for the Congress in the north. Because in the south, you can, that's what Congress leaders say. But I feel that it would be very erroneous to assume that the opening of the Ram Temple is only, the impact is going to be limited only to the north. That will not be a correct assessment, because Ram Temple, once the Prana Pratishtha is done, it is going to attract people from across the country. And also we are seeing some aligned partners making some nonsensical statements against the Ram Mandir in some way or the other. They are back to, the same kind of debate we saw earlier, when the whole, before the Supreme verdict came, questioning from the need for a Ram Temple, why are you doing a Ram Temple? Or also some meaningless debates about, Ram was a non-vegetarian. I mean, that is and that is by a member of Sharad Pawar's party. Now, I mean, a party like Samajwadi Party is sensitive to the Ram Temple issue. When Mulayam Singh has a record, that how the people often rake up that how his administration had dealt with car sevaks with police action. But today, Akhilesh Yadav is saying, look, the temple is important thing. It's a matter of faith. If they are invited, we will go. Otherwise, we will go after that. We'll go and pay our way. And there is another proposal, sir, that let's boycott this inaugural thing. I mean, this is a talk among opposition parties. And instead, we will boycott this saying because Prime Minister is there. The same argument that the left parties have made to turn down the invite. And instead, we will go later, after January 22nd, to show that we are with Hindu sentiments. Sir, all that will only backfire, because the fact that this particular occasion is seeing tremendous enthusiasm among people of different walks of life. You are singers are coming out with new bhajans. And everybody is, people are, somebody is doing sketches, somebody is doing rangoli. There is a great festive air, sir, in the north. And it's nice to be out in winter in the north. Of course, Delhi is currently shivering, is seeing a very cold spell. But in Ayodhya, which is again, every morning I see reporters out there in a fog-filled city early in the morning talking to people, and how the city is transforming. And sir, the economic activity in Ayodhya, that has also has changed in the last 1 month or so. Hotels are full, taxi operators are busy. They are going to run special trains. So this is going to be ongoing. And this will continue even after our Lok Sabha elections. It's going to be a year-long affair. And you will have Ram Navami, that will come sometime in the month of April. That will also draw crowds. Sir, that is why when Udhayanidhi Stalin went to meet Prime Minister Stalin the other day to hand him an invite for the 𝗏𝗏 India program. 𝗏𝗏 India is a central program which is held every year, and Prime Minister inaugurates it. And when Udhayanidhi went there, everybody said, look, after saying all kinds of nonsense about Sanatan Dharma, he has gone to the Dada of Sanatan Dharma. I mean, by way of, it's a kind of signal, look, now it's seen as some kind of damage control. So a lot of tongues have been wagging whether the DMK has surrendered, whether they are keeping their option for post Lok Sabha. Because there are leaders like since we aligned with this Congress. And
Shekhar ji, 1 second. I'm having difficulty following you. Do you mind logging out and logging back in? Because the video has been bad for a long time, but audio was coming through. But now even audio is breaking down. Do you mind just logging out and logging back in?
Yeah, I will do that.
Yeah. So viewers, while Shekhar checks his video connection and logs back in, I just wanted to give you an update about what is happening on the second installment of singles. These are already on their way, and it takes a few days because this is a procedure that I have to follow. And once we have that, we will start sending them out. I have been getting some calls and emails and so on and so forth. Just be patient for a few more days. You'll get everything. This is just year-end, beginning of the year. It's very, very cold, and depends upon where the consignment gets stuck. It could take a little bit of time to thaw out from under that. So just stay patient. We will give you that. And I've got some other fantastic announcements coming. I'm just waiting for something to show in my hand so that I can really show you what we have next coming. Shekharji, can you say something, sir? Now I think you're okay.
Yeah. So no, I was talking about, critics of Sanatan Dharma are now going to meet dadas of Sanatan Dharma.
Shekharji, from what I'm hearing, Stalin is really unwell, and that there may be a quick jump up for Udhayanidhi Stalin to become the chief minister. And they were going to make him deputy CM, but they thought that the situation wasn't right. 2 times they tried, they failed. Now we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe he was trying to informally sound the prime minister. Is it okay if I get anointed? Dad's health is not well. Who knows what kind of discussion took place? So that is where things stand from what I have heard, Shekharji. If you know more, please feel free.
Sir, there is this youth conference, DMK youth conference, which is to take place in Salem, and all eyes are focused on that because it was last year. The same youth conference saw that Udhayanidhi becoming a cabinet minister. Now this time the pressure is from people like Udhayanidhi and from within the family because the corruption charges is against all the senior leaders. So it is the senior leaders who are in trouble, and there is a talk of trying to rescue the party from the clutches of the seniors and try to push more young people to the front so that there can be an image correction. But that's not such an easy. But you could be right. But I'm not sure whether straight away Udhayanidhi can be made a CM, though there is definitely a talk, as you said. But that would be a very big jump. And he doesn't have that administrative experience as yet because he has just been 1 year as a cabinet minister. So there is a good possibility he's made deputy CM, but handles a lot of work, and Stalin just remains as CM. That's possible because Stalin would like to balance the seniors, the old guards, and these new leaders who are seeking a place for themselves. So it's quite possible Stalin may go for a big reshuffle, bring in you. But youth conference, the DMK youth conference is taking place in Salem, and all preparations are for that. That may provide us with a lot of clues as to what is in store.
Thank you, sir. And the last topic we want to talk today, Congress's play of Sharmila versus Jagan. What is happening, sir? Did Sharmila join Congress in Telangana?
Yes, she has already. No, it's not in Telangana now. She has joined the party. She has merged her fledgling party, that her own YSR Telangana party, and that has joined it, merged with the Congress. And she has been given a role to play in Andhra. That is, she will have to fight her brother. Sir, when 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, when there was problem Sharmila was having with her brother, that is Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Jagan Mohan Reddy, the mother stepped in and said, look, let Jagan be, since Rajshekar Reddy's legacy is spread all over Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, let Jagan handle the party in Andhra Pradesh and let Sharmila go and take over in Telangana and create a new party, which was called YSR Telangana Party. But Sharmila, she tried to make an impact. She did a yatra and all that, and that is the time she came in. I mean, she did a lot of protests, lot of drama on the streets against the KCR government. But what happened when it came to fighting the Telangana elections? She tried to reach out to the Congress leaders. Now, Revanth Reddy, the present Chief Minister, who was Telangana Pradesh Congress Committee Chief, he refused to entertain any plea for a seat arrangement with Sharmila. He even conveyed to Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka that there is no need for any agreement because Sharmila has no impact here. So that last 2 years that she spent there, that's totally gone waste. And when she came here crying to Rahul and central leaders, they told her, "Look, we can't do much in Telangana, but you can help us in in Andhra Pradesh." Which is what you do: two things. Take on your brother as sorry, take on your brother as member of the Congress party set up in Andhra Pradesh, because that is in a very bad shape. And either you take on and try to break your brother's party and bring people over to the Congress, or get Jagan Mohan himself to switch over to Congress. Now, this is a very tall order for her, because Jagan has a good grip in the state and his party is firmly in command. Yes, there are anti-incumbency issues involving some ministers as well as some MLAs. Now, Andhra Pradesh goes to assembly elections along with Lok Sabha. So, elections are going to take place in the next 2-3 months. So, I do not know what Sharmila can do. But this is a very devious approach, sir. Setting one brother against sister or sister against brother. I think this is, of course, in politics, anything is possible. And she has come into the party with assurance from DK Shivkumar. Because DK Shivkumar is the person who was negotiating for her with the central party leaders, because DK Shivkumar had good relations with her father, Rajshekhar Reddy, and that is how she approached him. And then and sir, in Telangana, she had to virtually announce that she is not contesting the elections. Her party is not collecting elections because they don't want the votes to be split and KCR to benefit. That was the stated reason. But now in Andhra Pradesh, in the Andhra or Andhra Pradesh, where she, how is she going to take charge and make it? Now, on the other side, sir, BJP leaders are divided about having an alliance with TDP. There is a trying to understanding with Pawan Kalyan, and Pawan Kalyan understanding with TDP, with Chandrababu Naidu. And increasingly, there is a pressure from Pawan Kalyan that BJP should make up its mind. And organizationally, the BJP is in not great shape, but they want to concentrate on 5 or 6 constituencies. But this Sharmila joining and Sharmila getting the supari to finish her brother politically from the Congress is the new development, as far as the new development in the political year of 2024.
Thank you, Shekharji. I have some idea about why BJP is doing what it is doing. They have a weapon as potent as perhaps Yogi. And that is a hint for many of you who are keen observers of Andhra Pradesh politics. This person is waiting. He's a very powerful orator, and he can sway masses. He can quote from the Vedas. He's a disciple of Swami Dayananda Saraswati. I think I'm giving him too much. And he's just biding his time. And this person might be the one that will be the face of BJP. They don't want all this now because they think that they need to get that 51% popular vote mark. Once you do that, see, somewhere along the lines of, somewhere you have to establish by deeds that Bharat is a Hindu Rashtra. One way to say that is 51% of popular vote has been cast to BJP. Modi is really trying to put US in its place, that you cannot tell me what I can do and what I cannot do. And that also tells you the amount of pressure US is trying to bring upon India, whether it is raking up Pannu's case and then, or USCIRF reports, or Hindenburg research, or any other thing, Manipur riots, and then telling puppet Pakistan to instigate incursions. All these things are US's ploys. I mean, I challenge US to deny and rebut what I just said. I'm concerned that my taxpayer money is being wasted on this. You have the chance to have a good, reliable neighbor. India has never been untrustworthy. They are careful, they are wary because you are not trustworthy. The problem is this: US needs to build trust with India, not the other way around. So this is just my takes, Shekhar. I would like you to respond to that, and then we'll take Q&A, sir.
Sir, the leader you are, I mean, that the religious leader you are mentioning about, even I would not like to take his name, but at least I don't see immediately BJP taking any decision in this regard. Because Jagan has been assuring the Prime Minister and Amit Shah that, look, you stay where you are, we'll take care of your political interests. Maybe we can accommodate in some way, some kind of seat agreement or something. That is unofficially. But he doesn't want the BJP to go to the side of join hands with TDP. But time is running out for BJP because they have to make up their mind. I mean, this is because they're going it alone. BJP is not going to do very well in Andhra Pradesh because the organization, they are very weak. They are hoping that maybe if they can win 1 or 2 seats, it will be a very big opening. But that's not easy because the elections in Andhra Pradesh are along with assembly. So where assembly and Lok Sabha elections take place, unless it's a state like Odisha, where we have seen in some constituencies, the voters have been very careful to pick the right candidate whom they think will serve the constituency. So you had some very good BJP leaders winning Odisha election because Odisha also the assembly elections will take place along with Lok Sabha. Sir, one particularly say Bhubaneswar. Aparajita Sarangi got elected last time as a BJP candidate. And in the same place, when it came to Lok Sabha, the voter picked press the button for Lotus. But when it came to the state assembly, the voter pressed the button for the Cong shell, which is the symbol of Biju Janata Dal. So the voter in Odisha has been very carefully choosing depending on the candidate and the party and who will give him the results in the state when it comes to choosing the state government. But in Andhra Pradesh, it has been always good for Jagan's party, both in the Lok Sabha as well as in the assembly elections. So,
thank you so much, sir. And now let's take a few questions. Hemant Karna wants to know, keeping elections in mind, why can't FM announce a small finance loan waiver financial package for all lower middle class who are having repayment issues since lockdown and job and income loss?
sir, Prime Minister is against the loan waiver approach. He doesn't believe in writing off of loans. Maybe there has been packages now and then because the COVID period saw particularly MSCB borrowers were given some kind of interest subvention and the period was extended and the penalty was not there for non-payment of installment. Those things were done. But a blanket loan waiver of the kind that we saw during Rajiv Gandhi's tenure as Prime Minister, when Janardhi Pujari was Minister of State for Finance, there were loan melas. The loans were given just before elections, the loan melas. And waiver as a concept, I don't think a Prime Minister really thinks it's like another freebie. And the banking system in the country has just recovered from the mess that the UP had left. So now the banks have been recapitalized and things are picking up. So that is why I don't see a situation where Hemantji, Prime Minister Modi would go in for a kind of a waiver. Yes, there could be, maybe when we see a voter account is present, there could be some proposals to see burden is eased on certain sections of borrowers. But the argument will be that now that the economy is picking up and things are ticking for the good, so the India is on a path to a robust economic activity in the coming months. So I don't see is that kind of a blanket relief by way of a waiver happening, sir.
Next question, please. Destiny's Child wants to know, what are the pros and cons of conducting elections in postal ballots like in Western countries? Voters of either side of the alliance seem to have reservations about being 100% foolproof.
So right now, the postal ballots are allowed for armed forces personnel and for those, and even for elderly people who are not in a position to go and vote. That is there, but the election commission prefers, and even arrangements are made for the old and the sick to come to the polling booths and cast their vote on the electronic voting machine. So I don't see, and parties are themselves very wary of it. Sir, invariably on the result day when the counting starts, it starts with postal ballots, and the results always show that contrary to expectations, a party which is ahead in the postal ballot, subsequently when the actual ballots are taken up, then you can see their candidates actually not doing so well. So postal ballots are not great indication, but in states like Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, or even Punjab, where the number of armed forces personnel is higher, where the families, that is your veterans families are in large number, that the postal ballots also make a difference. So
Next question, please. Pawan Kishore wants to know, BJP shouldn't allow DMK to join NDA. If that happens, it will be suicide and might cost them in Hindi heartland. They should go solo. Your thoughts?
sir, it will not happen now. DMK will not. It doesn't take
Unfortunately,
a serious.
I think I just lost him. He's back. Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, I don't see where the DMK will join the NDA in the near future. But post Lok Sabha elections, they would like to keep an option open having some kind of a working relationship with Prime Minister Modi. Now that they also feel that nothing may actually stop Modi from getting a third term, whether with increased numbers or with reduced numbers, but definitely Modi as Prime Minister in 2024 for another term is seen as almost uh, a distinct possibility. So therefore, there is not much scope there. But at the same time, yes, an alliance is not possible easy because of all those remarks that were made on Sanatan Dharma and things like that. And for DMK also, sir, they can't get into the NDA before elections. There are two, because one is the 24 elections, then 26 elections. Because the major support base is of minorities. And DMK is wary of antagonizing minority voters.
Next one, please. Ruben Loganathan wants to know, how can Delhi BJP leaders have a working understanding with DMK so that they can get 400 seats when Annamalai is attacking DMK every day on many issues? Isn't this betraying him?
Sir, there is no understanding. There is no understanding now, or there is going to be no understanding later also. What you are seeing is some courtesies being exchanged because Udhayanidhi Stalin sought a time. Stalin sought a time for floods. Then Prime Minister went to Tiruchi. That invite for Khelo India could have been handed in Tiruchi. It was not done. Udhayanidhi came here all the way and had to meet the Prime Minister. And as you said, sir, Sree Iyerji, that Udhayanidhi may get an elevation, and the youth conference in Salem is taking place on January 21st. It was to take place last month, December. Now it is going to take place in January. So, what I think the message to convey, what the Stalin family probably wants to convey is, look, we are going to be civil. Already Stalin had instructed many DMK ministers not to get personal with Prime Minister. You can attack BJP, you can attack policies and other things, but not personally attack the Prime Minister. That is something that Mamata also told her party men. You attack, go for BJP, but don't say anything against Prime Minister in person.
ARS wants to know, is BJP going soft on Kejriwal and Mamata when they can defy ED and beat, throw galis and still try democracies under threat? Why is the BJP team silent? Your thoughts, sir?
So BJP is not silent. They have been exposing Kejriwal's fear of being of getting arrested if you were to go even for a normal questioning routine. And Kejriwal appears to be in a very, I would say, not in a very favorable light. Because Kejriwal, whose political baptism took place in the crucible of anti-corruption movement of Anna Hazare, and who has made several statements in the past saying that political leaders should respond to someone, should subject themselves to probe. And today he is avoiding us going on a summon because he fears that if he goes, they may arrest him. He fears the fate that happened to Sanjay Singh and Manish Sisodia, and courts are not willing to entertain their bail. And one Supreme Court even observed that there seems to be a prima facie indication of a money trail of more than 380 crores or so, the excise scam. Now, for Kejriwal, sir, now the whole problem is, and because this question is being asked, why is not ED arresting Kejriwal if he is not responding to summons? Now, under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, ED cannot arrest somebody for not responding to the summon. They can arrest somebody if they are found involved in money laundering. And there are evidences pointing to that. Because for not summoning, for not responding summoning, they have to register fresh case, FIR, and that is not under Section 50, for which they have summoned, which they have invoked to summon Kejriwal. As far as Mamata is concerned, sir, we have already seen ED has not stopped action against the accused in major scams in West Bengal. That's going on. So,
Next question, please. Kushanand Keshav wants to know, it will be suicidal for BJP if it goes into alliance with DMK and Annamalai's efforts will all go waste. He will definitely quit.
no, sir, there will not be an alliance, number one. And number two, Annamalai will continue because Annamalai is doing his Padayatra on the instructions of the Prime Minister. Of course, question that is being asked is why is Prime Minister not very critical about DMK or why is not saying anything now? Sir, Prime Minister doesn't speak on political issues in a very forceful way in the non-election period. You will notice that
He always has a clear demarcation. You are right.
yes, he will go political when elections have been announced, and he won't spare DMK when he is campaigning in Tamil Nadu. We can be sure, rest assured. But he limits it for that purpose so that the maximum impact is there. Unless like Congress and Rahul Gandhi, who are hitting every day, at the BJP and the Prime Minister.
Next one. Is there any law, Lucifer wants to know, is there any law in constitution that center governor can take police under its umbrella? By the way, Mamata never listens or obeys to Supreme High Court orders. What's the solution?
Sir, the constitution does not allow that kind of option. At best, the governor feels that the postal machinery has broke down, then he can recommend for the imposition of the president's rule in the state. And if the president rule is imposed, automatically the entire administrative machinery reports to the governor. Now, again, imposition of president's rule is a call that has to be taken by the governor and by the central government, by the Prime Minister. And these days, if you impose president's rule, then they have to be ratified by both houses of parliament. And you cannot dissolve the house till the ratification takes place. And I don't see BJP, though they are the local BJP, I mean West Bengal BJP has been calling for president's rule because that would be giving handle to Mamata. She would play the victim and it will enable her to completely erase whatever anti-incumbency issues are plaguing her party, her ministers, her MLAs since the 2021 elections, which will have a bearing on the coming Lok Sabha elections.
Thank you, Maithili RM. Here's a question. Is any reorganization going to happen in Bengal?
Well, the BJP may be now examining the new developments in Bengal and trying to figure out how to increase that political campaign against Mamata, citing these incidents. they have already taken it up, and you are seeing that both the central leaders as well as Bengal BJP leaders have been talking about this attack on the Enforcement Directorate officials today.
Next one, please. Anand Gopalan Kidambi wants to know, if Sharmila can get decent share of Jagan's votes, can TDP with its allies get 50% Andhra MP seats? Also, is BJP ready to take Chandrababu Naidu as part of NDA?
Sir, Chandrababu Naidu is ready to join NDA. It is the BJP which has to make up its mind soon. Now, Sharmila, I do not know. She is untested. I would say it's an untested factor in the Andhra Pradesh at the moment. What she's going to do in the next couple of months, and how is she going to galvanize the Congress party, and whether the local Andhra Pradesh Congress leaders will accept her, because there are hardly any time for her to to open the Congress shop or to refurbish the Congress shop in Andhra Pradesh. Of course, it will lead to more bitterness between the brother and the sister, which the Congress is hoping to cash on. But it's not easy. But at the same time, Jagan may feel the pressure, with his own sister against him, and anti-incumbent issues involving some ministers, and some disquiet here and there. Despite he still commands, I would say, not a bad rating among his voters.
Next one, please. Thank you, Shyam Tarun, for your generous donation. RGB 116 wants to know, I hope such loopholes of no arrest for not showing up are fixed in the new BNS.
So, well, see, this particular case is ED is invoked the scam, the Delhi excise scam. Apart from cases being pursued by CBI, this is a case involving money trail. Where the money trail comes, the CBI hands over the case to ED. So this is not appearing. If it's a case involving another plain crime, then the approach should be different. But for not appearing someone, there cannot be any direct, immediate arrest. For instance, Hemant Soren has not, of Jharkhand, Chief Minister, has not responded to ED summons. So they have given him 7 summons. He has not appeared. Though he is preparing for a situation where he may eventually have to face the ED, because he has been meeting his party leaders, and the talk is he even met his. There was a function where his father, Shibu Soren, was felicitated with the talk that Shibu Soren could become the Jharkhand Chief Minister. But Hemant Soren wants his wife to take over, Kalpana Soren to take over. Whereas his father, Shibu Soren, favors the daughter-in-law, that is Sita Soren, who is anti-Hemant Soren and who is the widow of Shibu Soren's first son, 𝙒𝙗𝙗 Stalin.
Wow. I didn't know all these undercurrents there. Thank you so much, PKV. Every time conversation with you is like a trip down memory lane, and some amazing new nuggets that surface. And viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notification. We'll be with Shekhar Iyer again on Wednesday in a Hindi episode. Namaskar.
Thank you.